let me check if the stream is fine. Had some issues with the NVEC codec not wanting to work properly, so I had to restart my PC. Let me mute the desktop audio and then listen to my own dumb voice. I think it's fine. Oh, actually, it's not fine. There we go. This should be a lot better. Maybe, I don't know. Alright, that's fine. Test this over. It's good enough. Good enough. I have streamer mode on. Nice. Good. Alright. So I did do some off-stream coding. It reminds me of when people saying like their Minecraft videos that they did some mining off the record and then I have like a double chest full of diamond blocks. This is another project. This is the correct one. Alright, so I think this might have been when I was actually streaming. This was when I was just like on my own thinking about stuff, right? So yeah, there's some stuff here, you can read it if you want. But basically the server wants to keep track of like what the client knows, so it doesn't just send irrelevant information that the client already knows. Or rather, sending information that the server knows that the client knows. If we're being pedantic. I removed this hallucination stuff from here. Or, yeah, I can call it hallucination. Basically, if the client was behind, I made up inputs for the whole way. So if the client was at tick 25 and the server was at tick 50, I would make up inputs for all of the ticks in between. But I actually only have to make up inputs for tick 50, and then everything works a-okay. I still shouldn't have to like hallucinate anything, theoretically. I'm not sure why this is needed, but you know, I'll figure it out eventually. Made debug a bit better, and that's basically it. I did do more. This might have been off stream as well. But the TLDR is that it works kind of correctly now, at least when the client is behind. So if I go in, so everything is fine. I can pause the client, resume the client. I can copy this. Okay. So here we have the client and the server kind of just talking to each other. And, you know, the debug print isn't perfect. Like, they kind of bunch up these things together. So in reality, it would be like this line, and then this line, and then this line, and then this line, something like that. But that's fine. Here, pause. And now the server starts realizing, oh shit, you know, the client isn't responding. And again, there's some, like the amount of sent inputs doesn't increase immediately, but that's because this message should probably be like here, you know? But again, these are slightly like desynced. Anyway, so that happens, and then the server, doesn't hear anything back from the client, and it just keeps accumulating how many ticks worth of information it's gonna send to the client, right? And when the client finally unpauses, first there's gonna be some packets that it already like knows about. So let's go to the code. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah. So here the client receives the packet, and we know that it's an input packet. We get some info, yada yada yada. And I don't know actually if this is true immediately for that. Actually, this can't. Okay, so this is not the case for at least the first packet that we process. So I guess there's like in the queue there's some packets that are not in the future according to the client. So we kind of just normally proceed. And those ticks also happen to align with what we think. So if we got some stuff in the packet loop directly, because if the client hasn't made a misprediction on what inputs go into the simulation, we kind of just realize that, oh wait, we were correct. And then we can just forget the past ticks because we were correct about them. So that's what's happening here at the very beginning. And I think that makes sense. So that was the true. I unpause. We get some ticks in the packet loop. We actually process a whole tick. Actually, where does it sprint this? Okay. So this is still within the same tick, right? So forget these in the packet loop. Let's look at these. So it's the size, current tick, rollback tick, size, current tick. So the current tick actually got set to this. Yeah, true. Okay, so I've been thinking about this a bit wrong. Still kind of correct. Because when we receive the packets, like the packets are going to be in a queue, and we can have a lot of packets in the queue, right? The first packets that we process, we're not gonna see that we're too far behind, so we're gonna forget stuff in the packet loop. But then we get to packets where the final input tick of the packet is ahead of where we are. So let's say this is timeline. This is where the client is, and we process some input packets. These are like the times that they occupy, whatever. I guess these are kind of like left over from when we were in sync with the server. Then we have some packets here, when the server didn't realize that we had behind. We have all these, because the server is sending us more and more data, because we never acknowledged like receiving this stuff. So in this loop where we process all the packets, we first get these ones, and that's why we get this output in the console. And then after that, we get to here where we're like processing packets that are in the future regarding to what we think the present is in terms of tick count. I hope that makes some amount of sense. Anyway. And in that loop already, we realized, oh shit, we're in the past, and we modified the current tick to be what the server thinks the current tick is, or at least what the server thought of. What the server thought the current tick is when they sent that packet, right? Because we actually don't know what the server currently thinks. We only know what the server thought in the past when they sent the packet. So we do that, and the rollback tick is 138. What is this last 205? Oldest unconfirmed tick. Dude, I really want to rename this to newest confirmed tick. It'll be so much easier. Like, it's more accurate, I think. Well, fuck it. There we go. We'll see if that's more correct, and my brain doesn't cry about that. Alright. So then we get to the rollback loop. So a rollback tick again. It was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 138. And that is smaller than 205. The wins are here. And then we go through this range. Blah, blah, blah. Dude, I'm gonna get the coding already, but I feel like there's value in just going over the code. Like, refreshing my mind on what's actually happening. Yep. I have some helpful to-dos here as well. That's good. Yep. Yep, and when we're catching up to the server, we don't need to remember any of this that we are about to process. Because the server has told us all of the inputs to these ticks. Right? Every single one. We know what the inputs are. And we also know if our past predictions were correct here. If they weren't, they'll be corrected as well. Right? So we can forget all of that stuff. I guess the only kind of minor problem with this is that the current tick shouldn't be just what the server in the past thought the current tick is. We should be trying to estimate what the server currently thinks the current tick is. And then kind of like shoot forward so that everything works. Or like shoot past it. I don't know. Anyway, words. The TLDR. The current code works great. Except when we pause the server. Because now the client is ahead. The client is ahead instead of the server. And we don't handle that. If the client is behind, we just snap right along to the future and everything's fine. But if the client is ahead, we don't snap to the past. And I don't know if we ever should snap to the past. We could like instead like slow the client down, I guess. And even for like catching up to the future, we should be just speeding up the client instead of like snapping into the future. Except if we're too far ahead. Wow! That was exhausting. Time to take a break. I'm not gonna. Time to take a break long enough that I can forget how this code works, so I just need to refresh myself on it. again the next time I want to work on it. Okay. So I think I'm gonna do loading and saving state. I'm forgetting state with signals. Which is a big sense to me. We have these. Do we need anything else? I guess I could have a signal for processing this current tick. The only problem I have with that is the... Well, okay. So what I'm thinking is the execution order guaranteed if I just process with the signal? Because if you execute stuff in different order, then the final result could change. Well, whatever. Let's call it process tick. I don't need to pass in anything here. Sometimes you might want to process ticks and not save, but instead forget. Okay. Okay, so let's load the state. We just say bada beam, bada boom, it's done. I can delete this comment. It's not relevant anymore, I don't think. It's fine. I need to do that. Oh, that's incorrect. I love the outdated comments that confuse me. Okay. And this line now makes sense to me. Like, if our tick is smaller than the newest confirmed tick index, no, we should forget. Wait, or is this oldest confirmed? Oh my god. This should be the oldest confirmed tick index, right? Not the newest confirmed tick index. Well, anyway. I might be having a brain rot moment, but you know, it do be like that sometimes. I don't know, it should be newest. I'm brain rotted fully. I'm just gonna leave the name. Yeah, okay, so if we have a bunch of ticks, we receive info from the server, Let's say these are confirmed. Just like mark them. And these are going to be unconfirmed ticks that we make predictions on. So we want to know. So we take the tick index of the newest confirmed tick, which is this one. And if the tick we're processing is smaller than that, then we should forget it. Should we remember this though? I guess we don't need to. Because we already know that the inputs are correct to it. But I'll leave it like that for now. Oh. I love off by one errors. I'm trying to think. I think that's the easiest one. I just get the fucking example game running. And I just see if it behaves correctly. And then I can change this, and then I can see if it behaves correctly. And bada bing, bada boom. That's how you code. So I want to rename this. Hey, actually. Oh, true. True. Okay. Okay. Isn't this beautiful rollback logic? So concise. Like, the packet processing logic is the worst thing. I feel like. But I could make it even this a bit more readable. I still haven't solved the case where the client is ahead. But I kind of need to solve knowing if the client is too far ahead for that. And for that, I would need to know the ideal current tick. Right, because the server is going to send packets. I mean, can I control Z everything? Yes. The server is going to send packets, you know, and they're going to go into the future. And the client receives them. Server sends packets, client receives them. Bada beam, bada boom. And somehow, when the client responds to these, we want it to be so that if the client was on tick 5 here, and when the server receives it, it's on tick 4 or tick 5. It's not like that. It's good to have one tick of buffer. No, but ideally, we want the server to be on tick 5. Let's just simplify it a bit, right? Like, the packet arrives just before we process this tick. And that is the optimal timing. And you know, server has a steady tick rate, we have a steady tick rate, and then we just keep doing this. And this arrives at tick 6, this arrives at tick 7. Like, this is the ideal thing that we want. How do we get to this, is the question. What is the dumbest and easiest way of doing this? What information do we need? I'm like totally blanking out on that. I think the server just has to tell us like what we should do. Like the server basically has to say if our packets arrived on time or not. I don't think there's any other way of doing that. Or then we ping the server occasionally. Yeah, but we just somehow need to know like what this the distance just time. So this is really time. We want to know what this is. If we know this, then we know how much we should go ahead by. You know, and it's by this. I don't really want to have extra functionality where we figure out the ping explicitly. I think we can just get it implicitly. We don't know this time. From the client's perspective, all we know is when we receive packets from the server. We don't know this arrow. We just know when we receive stuff, and we know when we send stuff. That's the only stuff. The only info. And I think you can work with that. I guess assuming your upload and download ping are the same, it would be easy. I don't know. I'll worry about that later. But this is something that I have to solve. I could just do like pinging, but I don't want to. I feel like there's a cooler solution here somewhere. Oh, okay. So if I connect now, why do we not have multiplayer? Well, we actually don't. I accidentally hit the pause button. Nice. Okay, so the problem is we do not actually do anything with the inputs we receive. Like, they're just not used. And when a player joins, the other players aren't replicated on everyone's side. So I guess that's a new problem. I have to somehow handle new players joining in. And also, when a player joins mid-match, or like mid-game, they somehow need to catch up. The catching up could be done with sending state, or by forcing them to roll forward. Like, just process every single input, and every single tick of the simulation so far. That is one option. And with the latter option, where we just force them to process everything, we could have a completely agnostic server that knows nothing about the game. It's like really cheap. But if the server actually knows the game state, you can send the game state as bytes, client decodes it, and then process the inputs from there. So that's future decision stuff. What I need right now is some way to make it work now. When does the server forget anything? Does the server ever forget anything? I'm gonna silence these for a moment. Also need to comment that out. There we go. Yeah, okay. So the server never forgets. Oh, that's a bit of a problem. Well, right now it works great, actually. So I think new clients can kind of just join and it works. Let's see. So host server, join server. Oh, wait too long. Join server. Oh. Who are you? It's the server. Oh. True. Okay. So what happened here? We have our timeline. We have two clients at the start. We have a bunch of inputs here. Another client joins. Now the server is trying to compile all of these inputs to that client. Is also trying to include inputs from this client. They're not here. Right, so that's a bit silly. Do I just not worry about that for now? I could just make it so every player has to be present when the game starts, just to like get past this, because this isn't the most interesting problem right now. Like, I want to know if this works at all, and I want to know if I can have good enough performance with this. Like, I have custom physics on build sprint, and I need to know if it works with rollback at all, or if I need to move to another engine like Bevy. So I think I'll just stick with having everyone be present at the start. We need the truth in regards to what? What do you mean? What is the mystery? Well, also welcome back. So that's one thing. What else do I need? Okay. It's going pretty decent. I spent some time at the start of the stream just like figuring out what my code actually does currently. And I think that was helpful. And I kind of have a plan for what to do next. I'm almost at the point where well, let me show you actually. So currently, the client and the server, they talk to each other, but like, nothing happens. Right? There's no other player on either of the screens, and these screens don't interact with each other. But they are communicating inputs between each other. Things are happening, but they're just not being used at all. Right? So I need to actually use those inputs. And then I need to also have rollback. What I mean by that is I need to have some nodes that save the current state for the other nodes. And they can also load the state. True. True. Pillars of Progress. I like the sound of that. Okay. Where do we use the inputs? Well, I think the player currently kind of just grabs the... Oh, it doesn't. Inputs. What is going on here? Okay. Okay. I kind of already completely forgot that I had this here. That's great. Do we ever... Okay, so we actually query the current inputs from the inputs singleton. So, okay. So basically I want this like networks thing to tell the input singleton what all the inputs are for each player. I could just have this in the same script, honestly, but I'm gonna do it this way for now. Yep. This needs to turn into a dictionary. So you can have button presses for every single player. Yep. But at this point, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break, and then I'll get back to this and I don't know. Dude, I've been so like tired recently. It's unreal. So I'm gonna take a small break, and then I'm gonna come back and hopefully get some work done. But if I don't feel like it, then I might just stop the stream. Hardest working game dev, fucking 40 minutes of code, and it's like, see ya. Anyway, BRB. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna take a quick bathroom break. I'm gonna be back here still. Okay. And hopefully the noise of the fan doesn't really come through. I'm assuming the filtering is doing a good enough job that it doesn't. Yeah, if you just tell in chat, by the way, Bumble, what have you been up to? Like, what are you working on? Or what are you doing? So if I remember correctly, you were looking at Godot, um, to see what it can do in terms of networking. But that's basically it. Okay. Oh. Okay. Hey, to be fair, I already have a fucking dictionary with all of the inputs. Right? It's called stored inputs and it lives in netpatti.gd. I don't need to do it here. It's just useless, like moving stuff around. Oh, so are you making like a Minecraft-esque thingy? Because that's basically what I'm doing as well. Alright. Why am I so dumb sometimes? God damn it. Also, this shouldn't be in physics process. Okay. Oof. Because I assume um what you meant by the sentence that you worked on making your thing look better than marching cubes since 2017? Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, well, I mean, we kind of just happen to be on the same path. At least somewhat, but I feel like, how to say it? Minecraft is such an underground game, It's amazing that we both have the same idea for what to do. Oh my god. But I'm not too worried about the rendering side, I guess. Um Partly because I know someone who knows a lot more about rendering, and I can kind of just ask them for help. And I don't know, the networking side interests me way more. Making everything work is really the end game for what I want. Is development platform that is kind of like Minecraft, but I have more freedom over it. That's the dream. Oh. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'll have to take your word for that because I have no idea about anything marching cubes. Okay. So yeah, nice. Okay, actually, I want to still keep Impus.gd because I really like how. Ah, no, but I can't just do this. So I still need to access with the player ID. So it'd be like something like this. But I could reduce. Uh, okay. What I can do is just. What do we have here? Stored inputs. That's a bit ugly. Actually, no, it's not that way. It's okay. So this is how I can do this. I know that's not defined. Whatever else. think let's do this. Wabadabadoo. And suddenly the inputs class is completely irrelevant. I don't need it. I just need to move this and this out of here. Okay. Look at this. Replace cubes with meshes and let the render act on conditions. Okay. I don't know. I'm just not like from the explanation, I just don't get a full like technical picture in my head. But I guess it's fine. Transport Tycoon again. Ay ay ay. No idea what that is. Okay. Oh. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, let's take a look. I think this is gonna be a. The first one looked like a packed meme video or something. I think it's about to place it. Okay, please. Silence. I guess it's placed and it like removes some like foliage. Oh, I guess this is not building a house. Let's see. Actually, I will not get too far sidetracked. If you can send me like a clip of the timestamp, sure, I'll take a look at it. But I feel like I need to stop myself from going too far down on, like adjacent thoughts. I need to have some self-control. Yeah. It's like I just want to frolic in the flower fields of just thinking about fun stuff. But I actually have a project that I want to progress on. Let's see. Boom. I think they should be the same. So where's 0? Oh, true. True. Well, okay. That problem would disappear when I change from physics process over to like the process tick function in netpatti. Okay, I'm gonna actually do a bookmark here. Yeah. I've removed one bookmark, I guess. I had another one earlier. Alright. So I think now what I want to do here, at the very end of this loop, I just want to process a tick, regardless of what has happened so far. Yeah. Next we have this here, and we have this here. And this rollback logic should guarantee that this is going to be a predicted tick. I can just make an assertion for that, I guess. I don't know if this has to be this or this. Oh. Actually, it should be this way. At least if the name of this variable accurately reflects what it is. And now I actually need to connect this stuff. Let's just call it this for now. It's kind of incorrect, but who cares? Yep. I need to copy this. Well, actually, this should just be... This can't really change, I guess. I'll just put it here anyway. Yeah, but I'll need the function as well. What happens now? Oh. Hey. I guess this only should be done for the client. Okay. So for some reason, nothing is happening. We get a bunch of shit in the debugger. Let's see. Oh, true. Can I type? There was a missing argument. No, it actually worked. Let's go. So I need to defocus this bomb after it's clicked. Let me do that real fast. Okay. I don't need the self dot, like self dot here, but I have a convention where if I call a class method, like a built-in method, I keep this here. It just marks for me that it's not my own function. But anyway. Wait, what? Didn't do it? Hello? I guess the V-box can't grab the focus, and that's why it's failing. Brother. Now it works. Good stuff. This is a bit ugly, but it works. Okay. What next? What next? What next? What next? Hello? Current tick is 1. Oh, these are... This is empty. Does this happen every time? It doesn't. Okay, so that's like luck-based, basically. Okay. So I need to figure out the initial connection stuff still, that it works properly. And then I need to actually write this down. Uh, these two things have to be done. If I do this, I should have like basic multiplayer working, so I kind of have a burst of motivation to just do this thing right the fuck now. Okay. I might just make it work only on the server side first. Yes. Okay. Wait, is the player is defined only by a script? Let's go. What happens? Well, there might be... Are there two players? I don't know which one this is looking at. Mobile desktop web version. What? Okay, so you're on mobile and you're using the desktop web version of Twitch. Youch. Do we ever... Oh, wait, actually. Okay, the problem might be simpler than I thought. 119. Yeah, so I just want to do... Okay. Still nothing? Like, this happens. We get a new player node. Why does he not show up? Okay. Silence. Silence. Okay, interesting. So there's one player just falling. Huh. Please just work. Smile. What the fuck is going on? Oh, they don't have a texture. I feel so incredibly dumb. You have no idea. Oh, there they go. They fell through the floor. Why did they do that? No, please don't break. Let me just move that to that other screen. Oh, because they don't spawn on top of the land. Or they get yeeted immediately. Phew! I thought I was dumb. And well, I am, but in a different way. Okay, why do you go there? Okay, please. There we go. Let's just do that. Right? Will you be happy now? I think the server would be happy, but the client is crying. Just survive for now? Thank you. Okay, the client can't move. That's a bit sad. The server can move. And it can collide with the other player. Why does the client process nothing? I think the client might be just not processing anything at all. Oh, that it is processing though. Because this fell. Why does it not work then? Uh Let's do this, right? He's still no worky. Okay, so there's at least one thing explaining why the client can't do anything. Or at least why the movement doesn't appear on their screen. It might be their, like, the local ID for this is wrong. But that doesn't explain why the server doesn't receive the correct stuff. That's funny. What? What the hell? Okay, let's run through the logic thinking that we are a client. Yeah, this makes sense. Where do we send inputs? Do we ever come here? Oh, it did send inputs. But it might be too far into the past. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, so I have to figure out why the server just doesn't give a fuck about the client. Like, what is going on there? It's completely ignoring it. And then I also have to make the client care about the server. But that's... I know that doesn't work because I haven't done that yet. But the server not caring with the client is like... That's a bug. Right? That's not just not implemented stuff, that's a bug. Um... Let me check we can raid. Because I am kinda donesquios. Well, there's one dev friend that I know who's live. I love Twitch ads. I don't know what this product is, but I want to buy it immediately because I saw it on Twitch. Oh, actually, let me first ego check myself. If I can actually even raid. Ah, 3 viewers, let's go! The fucking biggest raid yet? Let's go. We are going. Yep. See you later. Have a good one.